Now, a new social media platform is helping women form online connections with other women. Collectively, it has over 25,000 members. It also boasts a bustling WhatsApp community. To discuss this, I'm now joined by the founders, Sarah Waller and Savannah Cozy. Ladies, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us, and a happy Women's Day to both of you. Perhaps, Sarah, let's start with you in terms of telling us what led to the formation of Socially Gathering. Was this born out of your own loneliness?
Yes, and happy Women's Day to you too.
Thank you.
So Socially Gathering, just to put it into a little sentence for you, is going to be South Africa's biggest networking platform for women. And it definitely started from my own loneliness. A couple of years ago, I started traveling, and last year in November, I made the decision to move back to South Africa. And it was a very daunting decision because I didn't have any base here. I didn't have any friends, any connections, nothing that I was coming back to. So I was extremely, extremely fearful for coming back and not having anyone to talk to or to go and do anything with. So it started from my own root loneliness, and I thought that I was alone in feeling this way until I took to social media and made a post to say, I'm moving back to Cape Town. If any woman in Cape Town is brave enough to meet me on the promenade to go and get a coffee and go for a walk, please let me know. And I remember going to bed that night thinking, I'm not going to have anyone respond to this message. And I think I woke up with over 200 comments on that post saying, I would love to join. I also feel the same way. I got messages of people telling us their story of how they felt lonely. And I just immediately knew that it was something that needed to be tackled and something that the women of South Africa deeply needed a solution for.
I mean, how did you feel with that kind of response? I mean, 200 people just overnight willingly wanting to come and meet you. That says a lot about how we are not integrating and how we're not socially active with other people within our circles and our communities.
I was quite overwhelmed at the beginning, to be honest, because after that post, within 2 weeks, I had a WhatsApp group of 1,500 ladies. It was extremely overwhelming. I was making sure that I was making every woman that was coming onto the group that they were, a woman in Cape Town, that we weren't going to be spammed by random people. So I was vetting everyone that was coming onto the group. So it was a lot of work for me at the beginning, and it was really daunting because I did feel a sense of responsibility to making this community happen when it definitely wasn't something that I expected was going to happen.
Now, Savannah, you joined as a co-founder of this movement. I know back in the day when we wanted to connect with friends, we'd write letters. What prompted you guys in ensuring that this be an online platform for bringing all these women together?
Sure. I think to add to what Sarah has said, it started as a platform to make friends. And what we have established since speaking to so many amazing women is it's a need beyond just friendships. Women want to connect in a business setting as well. So I came on as a co-founder after listening to Sarah's story, and I said to Sarah, we need to build this beyond just friendships. Women want intentional spaces to network so that they can do business together. Quite often we find that women don't have the courage to introduce themselves to someone else and to say, this is my business idea. So we thought this community that's for friendship, that's online, let's expand it to the business realm as well. So beyond just our online community, we also have in-person events that are thriving. I mean, this morning I was at an event in Johannesburg with the sole purpose of teaching women how to play paddle. So many of the women there were so nervous to play paddle, and they were so excited at the idea of, oh my word, this is an opportunity for me to meet like-minded women, to learn the game of paddle and to have fun doing it. So as Sarah has said, there is such a need for it, and we just want to expand and grow and celebrate women as we do that.
So Savannah, I mean, you speak of women wanting to come together and do business and meet just beyond finding friendships. Talk to us about the caliber of women that are joining the group. What do you guys discuss on a daily? Are you sharing recipes?
Sure. So it's what I'm loving about the sort of network that we're attracting is women from all different backgrounds. Regardless if you are a CEO of a company or if you're unemployed, Whoever you are a woman that is invited to come onto our group, to network, to gain opportunities, to make friends. And for me, that is so liberating and so amazing that women from all backgrounds are coming to connect with other women. And we know that women coming together and sharing knowledge and sharing ideas can have an amazing impact on networking in business that can ultimately result in more financial inclusion for women, more opportunities for women. So we are being very, very intentional in the narratives that we're creating. Yes, there's spaces for you to talk about your recipes, but there's also spaces if you want to speak about investment opportunities. We are really drawing on what our community wants and giving them what they want, but also we're looking at ways how we can give back to women and through statistics and data, and really helping women through what they want, what we think they want, and bringing those two to merge together to get the best solution for all the women in Social Gathering.
So, I mean, with over 25,000 women collectively, I'm sure you get a lot of feedback in terms of how the space has changed women in how they perceive just engaging with other people. What have been some of the highlights for you after forming this program?
So I think I remember quite early on, when I was still ahhing about what to do with this. And one of the stories that I had was we had a promenade walk, and I had seen the two girls previously the month before. And I thought, oh, how amazing, they've met up and they've come to the next promenade walk together. That's so cool. I'm so glad that I'm making friendships happen, goal achieved. I can move on now. And I went and I chatted to them, and I was like, okay, cool. So you guys have come together. You're really connected. And the girl said, no, we actually live in a digs together. There's 4 of us that live in a digs. We all met at the one Social Gathering walk, connected so well, and now they all live together. And I just thought, you know what, if that happened after these ladies meeting at one walk, there is no way that this is stopping. Social Gathering is now going full force, and we're just going full steam ahead. And something that Sav has touched on, and something that we really make sure that we focus on, is we want to know what the women want and what the ladies in our community need. And because we have the WhatsApp group and everyone's got a direct line to speak to either myself or Sav, and we get so much feedback. Today from the paddle tournament, we've already got messages saying how much people enjoyed it, other things that they would want us to do. And to us, it's all about listening to the community and making sure that this is a space that is made and driven for them, because they wanted something specific. And I think that's what makes Social Gathering so different, is that it's not about us, it's not about the business, it is about the community and how we can better the women's lives in the community.
I'd like to add an example, if that's okay, to Sarah's. I mean, even this morning we had a couple of women-owned businesses presenting and selling and giving out free samples of their various products. And afterwards, I chatted to one of the ladies and I said, "How did it go?" And she was amazing. We sold some products, but she said also, "I met someone today that we're having a meeting next week about how I can possibly get into her pharmacy and expand my business." So for me, that is so fulfilling. And we have a dinner club series where women can come have an amazing dinner, and we set intentional conversation starters. And then from there, again, one woman says to another, "I have a space for you to go to. You need to speak to this person so that they can potentially invest in your business," or vice versa. I have this great tax consultant for you, so I'll share their number for you. She's an amazing woman and she'll help you from start to end. So that's sort of a connection for us. Is the end goal is getting that tangible takeaway. You're making a friend, you're making a business connection. And, Sarah and I talk about long term. We'd love to have the opportunity where we're getting so many women in the room from a business setting, from a friendship setting, that, people in private equity to people in startups, to really connecting them to how can they work together to expand, female friendships, but ultimately female excellence. That is, what we're all about, is helping women thrive. And it ultimately comes down to being intentional. Sarah laughs when I say intentional, but I say it so often. We're not just here to say it's all about confidence, a woman feeling empowered. What does empowerment mean tangibly? How are you actually implementing that in your day-to-day life? And Social Gathering is doing that on a day-to-day basis.